just really try to make sure the nutrition is feeding the connective tissue. So make sure those proteins are connective tissue proteins, joints, also range of motion on those situations, adding the compound stuff to it to make sure that you're healthy. Do you take any rest days where you don't lift any weights at all?
Body weight loads of press-ups and pull-ups and dips. I do anywhere from 150 to 500 press-ups every day. That's probably like a continuation of something else he said. Unless he just starts all sentences in the middle of a sentence.
Sorry, Captain, I don't know what that is. But also just looking at that, are you a gymnast or are you trying to keep a very slim physique? Also, I don't know how old you are, but I would incorporate, just going off of this, I would incorporate some kind of heavy trauma to the body.
Okay, let's go off that. Yeah, keep saying.
Well, the reason why the heavy trauma off the body, like some weights, is so there's some kind of something saving your connective tissue and your bone density and the breakdown of your body. Not in the breakdown in a good way, but the breakdown in a bad way. So overuse. And again, as I said 30 years ago or today, remember those high rep things are fun and those are leash off.
Yeah.
But continuously doing that is a deterioration of the connective tissue. So it's great that you're doing that. I would just really try to make sure the nutrition is feeding the connective tissue. So make sure those proteins are connective tissue proteins, joints, also range of motion on those situations. Add in the compound stuff to it to make sure that you're healthy for the long time. Good job on training like a beast, though.
See, you just said it, but this is how a lot of people think. A lot of people. Hey, Mike, told from a trainer that lifting heavy will decrease your longevity in the gym. He said I will injure myself and put too much wear on my joints. Thoughts of this, and it sucks because people do. I don't know if he's.
Nobody said that. Nobody that's slightly educated.
Nobody educated.
Nobody educated said that. And
so,
you've also, Kevin, you've done this.
99% of people said that.
Yeah. So just you know that the studies actually say the complete opposite. The only way to have longevity is heavy weightlifting. The only way, and intense. So yeah, nobody said that. You know who says that? Your grandpa or grandma, that old school, uneducated health and fitness says that.
Some people have no idea what you're talking about, which is everyone in the fucking gym, unfortunately.
What I like about this year, or the last couple of years, what I like is that the science has finally caught up to what I've been preaching for 35 years, 40 years, is that it is the minute work with the heavier poundage on the weightlifting and the minimizing of cardio and destructive 30, 40 reps, 20 reps, even 12 reps. Mileage.
Stop putting mileage on the machine and just focus on getting it stronger and more efficient.
What do you use? Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, I got my joint fix. That's the #1 thing. Plus the proteins that feed the connective tissue. We go over that in the Titan crew. We've gone over it numerous times, and we're doing that right now. The great thing is how much you feel it. Like, so when I get ready for these photo shoots, I have to eliminate a lot of that. And so you feel a certain way. But then when you put that stuff back in, it's amazing how great your shoulders and knees and back and elbows and wrists feel. It's like you feel like a Superman. So make sure to stay on that kind of nutrition over at the Titan meal plan. Put those proteins in there. Remember, if you guys are just trying to feed the muscle, not the connective tissue, you're missing a whole different world. And that's, again, that whole reason I'm still being able to do this. Mona's still being able to do this. That's what the Titan crew is about doing this for a long period of time. Thanks for the question.
Do you take any rest days where you don't lift any weights at all?
That's an odd question, because a rest day.
He added the extra part. That's why I pulled it up.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, because a rest day is when you don't lift. So I'm curious to understand what your mind process was on saying where you take a rest day, but don't lift at all. I mean, that's what a rest day is. Am I missing something on that question? I'm
kids
confused.
Nowadays, they like active rest days.
Oh, active rest days.
Yeah, that's what the kids like now.
I mean, yeah. on some days, I'll do a swim when I'm taking the days off of weights. Yeah, you know what I mean? But again, like me, my swim is I'm swimming with a 3-year-old, so it's not like it's an intense. Oh, I'm out there, Michael Phelps swimming on this stuff. No,
but also relative to your training days.
Yeah, the intensity level. Yeah, my swim is at a 10%, where my training is at an 80% intensity. You maintain your joints. There's a significant difference on steel cut and regular oats. This is what I recommend for any kind of question like this. Try it for 4 months and then switch it to the other one for 4 months. Okay? And again, obviously, you're going to be perfectly consistent. You're going to have it in your meal plan. You're going to have it every day. So you'll be able to tell yourself what the difference is. And that's the coolest thing about this stuff. You know, when they talk about, hey, is it whey protein or isolate protein or casein protein? Do it for 6 months to a year and then switch it to the other side for a year consistently. And again, I hate that I have to say consistently, but everything I talk about should be just, I'm always going to say, without saying it, consistent. So it's, you know, it's like if I have oatmeal once a week and then every 2 weeks I have steel cut oatmeal, it's like, you guys understand that, right? You said you watched the show, whatever it was, about lifting heavy, but with good form. You added in, but with good form, which I didn't hear the rest of the thing Jeff read to me because I was lost on, but with good form. I'm sorry. Why would you do anything without good form? So I don't think that sentence was necessary for me, but now I'm trying to understand why you said it. And so I'm assuming that you said it because you were lifting heavy, but with bad form. And that leads me to the second part where it was a muffled hearing. And Jeffrey, you can correct me if I'm wrong. He says that you hurt yourself later on doing something. And I don't want to get to the recovery because the recovery is common sense. You know, feed the body, feed the connective tissue, make sure to put blood into that, continue to move forward, continue to do your workouts and sleep and recover, proper nutrition, supplementation. But it was the part that you said, lift heavy with good form. I'm assuming that you tried to lift even heavier weights with good form. When I speak about that, it's always, you have to drop back, mostly if you're coming from the mentality of that you were just lifting heavy with sloppy form. Jeez. You can't lift the same thing with good form. You're lifting it sloppy, so you're throwing it up. Yeah. So yeah, I would be, yeah, that's my issue. I always try to see what you're really saying. And so it threw me off when you said with good form. I don't care if you're doing lightweight. Yeah. It's with good form. I don't care if you're standing at a movie line, stand properly. If you're seated, sit properly. So it's all with good form. I don't know why that was thrown in there. I'm sorry, man. Recover, but remember, stay on the Titan meal plan. But I would do this on your check-in is let me know that you are injured, and let's maybe interchange some of the proteins to feed more of the connective tissue and that strain, and make sure that we're on the right supplementation as you are trying to recover. And then let's take the, if you're on power bodybuilding or strength gains, let's take that workout, and I'm going to change it a little bit to suit more for you as you're going through this in the recovery. All right?